Adaptation takes time. The number one thing that I see people struggle with is the fact that adaptation actually takes significant amount of time to actually occur. Yes, in the beginning, when you're doing something new, skill acquisition is high. Your nervous system is pretty good at figuring out tasks and rapidly improving, but then actually creating like tissue level adaptations is something that takes a little while. So building muscle, it's going to take most of the time longer than 8 weeks to actually put on muscle. And yet people are doing programs and they're training in this way that sets the expectation that it's going to happen quickly, right? Same thing with strength. Strength is going to ebb and flow. Your performance on a given day is going to vary because there are a lot of factors associated with our ability to stress, recover, adapt, right? Fatigue is something that accumulates with training. It also accumulates with living life. And I would typically argue that the stressors outside of the gym are more impactful than the stressors in the gym. But all that to say, it's going to take waves of a little bit of progress feels like a step back. A little bit of progress feels like a step back. And where people really struggle is that they look at every step back as some sort of loss or some sort of failure. The expectations are that I'm just going to keep making these increases. And it's really hard emotionally navigating the ups and downs of injury recovery, training. All of that stuff is tricky. It's not something that we're innately good at as humans. We perceive steps back as failure or struggle, and often they're just a product of the fact that we are a physical, mental, and emotional creature that is navigating all sorts of variables as we train, as we live, and as we seek to create adaptations. The biggest thing that has been impactful for me in the past couple of years is just the realization that the process and committing to a longer time frame while taking consistent action on a daily and weekly basis is what leads to success. And getting too lost in the sauce in the day-to-day variations or even in the weekly variations can be problematic. Doesn't mean that you don't make adjustments when you don't feel like you're moving in the right direction, but you also want to get some amount of objectivity into the situation. You could literally just be beating the crap out of yourself in training, and you need to take a step back and actually start where you are, right? But for the most part, if you ride the waves well, you're going to make progress. If you're being intentional, if you're structured and progressive in your approach, and you're constantly seeking to learn and get better, you're probably on the right track. So don't get too lost in the sauce when it comes to the fact that adaptation, growth, and change takes time. That's all I got for today. Appreciate you being here. Peace.